Habitat 67 was designed by Moshe Safdie. At the time of the conception of Habitat 67, he was doing his master's in Montreal at McGill University in architecture. Habitat 67 was the realization of his thesis titled, A Case for City Living, a study of 3 urban high-density housing systems for community development. It was designed to be a model community of 900 apartments with a school and shops. It was meant to be self-sustainable and sufficient. Only 158 apartments were completed. This made the apartments in a high demand because of the lack of availability and the unique location and stylistic choices. There are 15 apartment floor plans. They range from 1 to 4 bedrooms. The structure was a major monument for the '67 World Exposition. Moshe Safdie got inspiration from Mediterranean hillside villages and Western-style adobe pueblo homes. There are material, geometric, and structural similarities. Structural and stylistic analysis. Concrete and rebar are what make up the materials of the building. This relates it back to the building style of mud bricks like the pueblos use in southwestern adobe homes. The construction all happened on site. The prefabricated modular blocks took shape in a factory set up next to the structure. Construction started with reinforced concrete. After the concrete was cured, the unit was moved to an assembly line, where a wooden subfloor was installed with electrical and mechanical services below it, and windows and insulation were installed. Afterwards, prefabricated bathroom and kitchen modules were installed. Finally, it was lifted into place. The structure looks heavy and seems to defy the laws of physics. Some of the units cantilever over the others. Others overlap the ones below them, creating green spaces on the roofs. If it weren't for the 2 contemporary apartment buildings located on the same island, it looks like it could be from another world. When wet, the concrete looks like wet cardboard boxes thrown into a pile. In the sun, it seems to take shape and come forward as a living, breathing work of art. From up close, you start to see that there is order in the mayhem, and see that this structure that looked like a termite hill from afar actually has a small community feel to it, with bridges and courtyards that give people the sense that they are living in a sculpture. The use of concrete is very reminiscent of the time it was built. It has a brutalism quality with a hint of metabolism architecture. The structure looks a lot like many of the bridges in Montreal, most of which are cracking and falling apart from the wear and tear of harsh winters and humid summers. Habitat 67 is a bit better maintained than those features in Montreal, but you can still see some of the deterioration of the concrete, such as cracks and chips. Site analysis. The location, although ideal for summer, spring, and fall, is exposed to a very harsh winter. The site that Habitat 67 sits on is a man-made peninsula in the middle of the St. Lawrence River. The area is known as Marc Julan. It hosts 3 apartment buildings all together and a park that is popular with tourists in the summer. Right off the backshore of Habitat 67, there is a 6-foot wave in the St. Lawrence. This is frequented by adrenaline-pumped surfers who want to surf this constant wave, calling it Habitat 67. The courtyards and gardens are inviting to inhabitants, but the site is riddled with signs that say private property as a way of keeping tourists from disturbing the residents. The building is away from the center of Montreal, but is situated by a busy road, which is the main road to the world's fairgrounds. Spatial interior analysis. The interior of Habitat 67 is not open to visitors that are not guests of the inhabitants, but pictures and past tenants show that it's mostly hardwood floors, concrete walls, and all described it to be related to mid-century modern architectural style. Concrete walls are unavoidable. This makes it difficult to modify the room configurations from their original construction. Once the building was transformed from an exhibition to an actual living space, many of the units were connected to make larger apartments. All the units have an open plan with large windows with stunning views of the city's old port and downtown, as well as the St. Lawrence River. This was a very simple building, structural in its form yet devoid of extraneous decoration. The building is unsuccessful when evaluated against the original concept of affordable, interesting homes for the average family. It proved to be expensive to build and expensive to maintain. However, people want to live there and are willing to pay the price, thus proving it to be a success. It has also become a unique addition to the skyline of Montreal. It has caused us all to think about how we live and how we build.